Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed to Reality Buzz TV and also do like the video. So just a bit of admin, you guys. I know I had said that I'm moving to my main channel because of the strike, because I don't want to risk it, and also I don't want to work for free. But you know what, you guys, I have friends that are very experienced in YouTube, and they said, listen, Dan, don't totally abandon the channel because that is not going to be good for the channel. So throw in a video or two. Okay, so that's why some of the videos have been going here. Some of them is just me playing around because listen, I don't like working for free. Okay. Free labor has come and gone, honey. Okay. So, but this video will go on Reality Buzz. Okay. Now, let's talk about this interview that MaKhumalo did. Listen, this is an interview that I should have watched all of it at the time that it happened, okay? But what had happened was, this interview was done after MaKhumalo did Real Housewives of Durban. And it was after she had just done a few seasons of Uthando Nesithembu, Real Housewives of Durban. They were also doing an interview here and there and here and there. And when I started watching this interview, it felt to me like, what more am I going to know about MaKhumalo that I don't know? Okay, I've just watched her on that show, watched her on another show, I watched her other interview, so it was starting to become a repetition when it comes to me watching my interviews with MaKhumalo. So I just watched a bit of it and I didn't watch the rest of it. That was a mistake because this interview right here was so good that it gave you information that had I watched this interview in full, some of the information that is coming out in season 8 of Uthando Nesithembu wouldn't have shocked me. Some of the information that came out in season 7 wouldn't have shocked me. Okay, maybe Ngane Scoop might have been funny, but even that situation in this interview, she mentions part of that story. Okay, so listen, from now on, we're watching all of the interviews about these people. Okay. Now, you guys, here's the information that I did not know. MaKhumalo was not born in Mzumbe. She wasn't. She was born somewhere, Oribi, and then the family moved to Mzumbe when she was what? 12 years old. Okay, she moved to Mzumbe. They started building a house there as a family. She does say that whole thing of her family not being well off and all of that, you guys. Somebody was saying MaKhumalo comes from a rich family. I'm like, where do you get that information? MaKhumalo has been the one to tell us that, you know, they grew up in a good family, but it wasn't a well-off family. And guys, listen, a lot of us come from poor families. Not a bad thing. It was never our fault, okay? The white people took the land from our grandfathers, okay? What were they supposed to do, okay? So when you say somebody that comes from a poor family or somebody comes from a not so well-off family, it's not an insult, okay? What were they supposed to do? They were just kids. So MaKhumalo herself says that a lot in interviews to kind of explain her journey, okay? It's nothing bad, okay? You see, we look very healthy, but we come from poor families, okay? So now, you guys, she came to Mzumbe at 12 years, and then with her mom and dad, obviously, with her siblings, 12 years old, okay? Keep that information for the future. Now, she says her father at the time was umfundisi and umawake was into the church stuff. So ubabake was not into church stuff when they met with umama, but she saw umama, you know, and she was like, listen, for me to get this girl, I kind of have to be into the church stuff. So that whole thing, he ends up being umfundisi. So MaKhumalo is actually a PK, okay, pastor's kid, okay, MaKhumalo. Now, you guys, when they arrived in Mzumba, I guess they were scouting for churches because at some point, she ends up going to the same church that Mseleku was going to. Okay. This is why I said some of the information in season 8 wouldn't shock us if we had watched this interview. She says that they end up going to the same church with Ubaba Mseleku. I guess that is when the whole Scubu situation started. Okay. Now, you guys, she says at the time, Mseleku used to play around to say, you are umakoti wami, kanjani njani, I'm going to marry you, yabona. She says it was Ubhuti playing with the girls, okay? But I'm saying it was an old man playing with the girls. Because if you think about Mseleku's age and MaKhumalo's age, that was an old man, okay? Okay, or should we say it was a man playing with some girls, okay? So Mseleku used to just play around like that. She says initially to her, nothing was coming in her head about maybe her marrying Mseleku. She's just looking at this man just playing around, calling every girl umakoti, 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 you know. Then she says, you guys, that was for like a few years. And then Mseleku kind of disappears, okay, for some years. And then he comes back when she is 18 years old. And now she continues to call her what? Umakoti. And then she says, because now she was 18, now in her head and in her heart, something starts saying kushu, kushu, kushu. Then in her head, now she's making stories. Because, hey, if I can become this man's third wife, what? She says that Mseleku had told her that he had 2 wives. She says, Mseleku said, listen, I have 2 wives that I am married to. I love my wives very, very much. There's nothing wrong with them. I just want you to be next, okay? You know what's interesting about that is that there was no mention of Mayeni, okay? So, listen, if we watch this interview, we wouldn't have been shocked in season 7 that MaKhumalo was trying to say that she came before Mayeni, because Mayeni was what? She wasn't mentioned to her. I think, you guys, I'm realizing what these wives are not realizing is that they were being lied to, both of them, MaKhumalo no Mayeni. I think that's the part that they are not connecting, both of them. So the other one feels like this one wants to say she came first, and then the other one feels like this one wants to say no, that's because your man lied to you, okay? You both came first. He just didn't tell you that the other one had already come first. So he said you are also coming first. But anyway, guys, ignore the jokes. So MaKhumalo doesn't mention Mayeni. It's a possibility that it was around that time that Mseleku had broken up with Mayeni, because there's a diary session where Mseleku is sitting with MaKhumalo. He says to MaKhumalo, yes, I did get together with you, and then I went and I got Mayeni. Hey, people are getting gotten here. I went back to get Mayeni because they had broken up with Mayeni. I went back and got Mayeni, brought her back, married her, then I married you. You know? Yeah. Now you guys, clear. She had a sister wives, Umacele, Numasawul. Okay. Now she says, you guys, listen, it wasn't necessary because when people have this impression that she must have had like some kind of a relationship with Umacele being the wife was in the way. And she says, no, it wasn't that kind of a situation, because she was a child value that had come as a kulile emzumbe, even though she was only 12 years old. It wasn't that kind of a situation, but definitely she was told about the 2 wives. Okay, so at 18, that's when she starts doing the. Now, Zanele does ask, okay, now here is Umfundisi shelling you, and he's older than you, honey, and your dad is Umfundisi. How did your parents feel about that situation? She says that my parents were not happy at all when I started dating this Utuput. You know, so her parents were not happy about that situation. Okay, now they never get into the details of what really happened, because if you listen to the stories Kababungiti, the one that is similar to this one, Ubabungiti ended up opening or filing a police report because his child was dating an older man, or this older man was grooming his child. So not Ubabungiti man, Ubabungiti was dating the child. You understand what I'm saying? So in the Babungiti story, the father of Ingani opens a case, files a police report, okay? So even though this story is so similar to that one of Babungiti, here nobody ever mentions the police report. You understand what I'm saying? But the parents were not happy when the relationship started. Because not only was the man older, but this girl was too young. She says that her parents were not even thinking about her, Ogutagane and all of that, having a husband. That's not what the parents were thinking at the time, because she was only 18. So that's all I'm going to tell you on this video. Part 2 is coming, because you know what? I know you guys, some of you like long videos, some of you don't like long videos. So those who don't like long videos, here is a short videos. Those who like longer videos, part 2 is coming. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegana, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginethanda kakhulu.